All right, shalom, shalom. And first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. A double honor to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, that's out there pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. All right, so the name of this lesson is Watch as Esau, plunges the world into chaos. Okay? Because really, this is only going to end up one way. All right, and Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, well, he's at the end of, his rulership, so to speak. Okay, he's at the end of having authority over the world. He's at the end of dictating to the inhabitants of the world what they can and cannot do. All right, now, mind you, he's still in, the head of his rulership, and in fact, he's at his greatest strength. Okay, and we already know that this devil does not want to give up this his rulership. Okay, and important thing that we have to understand, that we are at the end of an age. All right, so this devil is going to go out, and there ain't no turning back from this endeavor of his. Okay, so he's completely sold, and in fact, the Most High Yahweh has made sure that he's sold. All right, that he's all the way in. His chips, he's throwing all the chips in. All right, because the party's over. All right, and what I mean by that, the Lord is putting a stop to all things. He's bringing society to a complete stop. All right, now there's definitely going to be some things that's happening, as you can see the title. All right, he's going to plunge the world into more chaos and more confusion, because that's just how this devil is. That's how he gets down. All right, and he's in the height of his power right now, with all lines, signs, and wonders. All right, using witchcraft. Okay, using the technology, his devices, which are coming to the world. All right, these things are his tool, his military might. All right, his propaganda machine, which is the media, television. So this devil is in the height of his power, but he's at the end of the road, so to speak. He's at the end of the road. All right. It's a lucky I got my book on hand, so I might be grabbing precepts from here as well as the phone. So Salakia, if it does, if you don't see the precept on the phone. Okay, so let's start, because I made a few points. All right, Revelations 12:12. Okay, we read this all the time, but now that we understand more and more the will of the Heavenly Father, we understand that we're at the end of an age. All right, and this devil is going to hastily try and maintain his his spot at the top of the food chain. What he doesn't realize is that he is generating all of these things so he can keep what he has and keep his position, only to lose it. Okay, and the scriptures talk about well, also this this is a means to an end, because what's coming next is the kingdom of the Heavenly Father. All right, so Salaki, I had a point in my mind, but it'll come back, so I'll just read. It says Revelations 12:12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. All right, so it's saying woe. It's like a warning. All right, it's like destruction. It's coming. So it's basically warning the world, all right, in which the Spirit of the Lord has been warning the world. You know, people have gotten the message through visions, through the prophets, all right. No matter how it came, the world is being warned, all right. It says, for the devil is come down unto you, all right. And it's not talking about a mythological creature. It's talking about a person, a human being, human beings, all right. The seed of the wicked, okay, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. How do we know? All right, because his footprint in the earth. He can't hide himself anymore, all right. You know, he can't help himself, all right. He's gonna let you know he's the devil, okay. And of course, the Spirit of the Lord is against this man, to reveal this man and reveal his nakedness or his most secret parts to the world, all right. And that's what's been happening, and it's going to continue happening, because this devil can't do anything else without it being known, and we're seeing that, and that's the Spirit of the Lord, all right. And a lot of people just look over that and don't really pay attention to that, but there's something very important, all right. It says, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Now this right here is very scary, all right. Because like I said, he's going to fight tooth and nail for his existence, all right. He damn well knows at the very top, the chiefest, Edomites in the world, they know damn well that, and if they don't know, they know it through the Spirit. They know that they have to fight for their survival, all right. They know it, okay. If we know one thing about this devil, all right, when it comes to procuring their position in the world, they're going to do about any means necessary, and they're going to do it in the most covetous, niggardly way, okay. They're going to do it in the most heinous, terrible way, okay, the most deceitful way. You're seeing this devil at work, all right. The greatest deceivers in all history of all in all mankind, man. All right. So Salaki, Habakkuk 2, and I'll start at 1 because it fits the title. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what shall I answer when I am reproved. All right. And that's the watchman. All right, the servants of the Lord standing at the watchtowers, okay? The watchtowers, all right? And what I shall say, and what I shall answer when I am reproved, because the Spirit of the Lord is, moving the prophets to say certain things. It's the Spirit of the Lord that's bringing all these things to fruition, or bringing them to pass, or bringing them to what they are today, all right? Because it's only ending up one way, okay? It's only ending up one way, his way, okay? So it says, verse 2, it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it, all right? And that's, the servants of the Lord, okay? Making this thing clear, all right, for those who are, waking up, so to speak, and entering into the light. All right, so they can run. All right, so they can start that belief in, Yahweh Shai and Yahweh in the world to come. All right, and start building that faith and start building those, building that sure foundation. So verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right, we've been telling you about the devil. We've been telling you about what's going to happen, okay, and the turmoil that's going to take hold of the world, all right? It's not lying, all right? It's speaking right in front of us, all right? Distress of nations with perplexity, all right? Which, that's on another level, okay? The precept I just quoted, it says, though it tarry, all right? Though it takes some time, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And that we're seeing the things surely coming. All right. Verse 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. All right. So they're lifted up and they're exalted, but their souls is not upright. They don't have a righteous soul. And it's talking about the wicked, Esau. It says, but the just shall live by his faith. All right. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. All right. And that's his philosophy. Okay. And the core principles of his philosophy, all right, is to take the knowledge of God out of the earth and take those that believe in him and keep his ways, take them out of the earth. All right. So really, he has a malignant philosophy, all right, which is what we call democracy, or now you call it a technocratic process, all right, because you have the technology to basically, forge your agenda, live a certain way, all right. So because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. So you're proud, all right. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death. So no matter where you go, you're going to bring death and destruction, because that's your desire. Okay. Whatever you put your hand to, whatever you want in the world, whatever you go after, you're going to leave a trail of destruction. And that's the so-called white man. All right. And that's who you are. Okay. Embrace it. And soon enough, you're going to embrace it if you haven't already. Speaking on you Edomites. All right. You're going to move. You're not going to care what people think anymore. You're just going to move like the devil you are. All right. And that's what you're doing now. You don't care. And I'm, speaking on, the multi-billion-dollar corporations who pushing their poison, which that's the will of the Lord. You see, that's the will. So your purpose, you're needed. Okay. The Lord is going to use every bit of you. All right. So, yeah. So this is the point I wanted to make with this, is just basically, before this man goes out, wherever he goes, he's going to bring destruction. And how much more so, being that we're at the end, he's at the end of his rulership. So he's going to fight tooth and nail so that he can exist. And that's just, when you go into that, well, you know what? Scrap that. Let's continue. This is Job 5. All right. And 12. Okay. I think I got Second Ezra's. Nope, I didn't. Second Ezra's 6 and 9. All right. Second Ezra 6 and 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. So we're at the end of this man's world. Okay. Esau representing the so-called white man. Esau, Edom. All right. His descendants, Edomites. Okay. Okay. And they're at the end of their world. So, their nature, of course, is going to be survival mode. And the way they sustain life is through their sword. All right. That was the blessing that was given to them. So how much more now? All right. So everything that consists, or everything that persists, or everything that comes upon this earth, all right, is going to lead this man faster and faster and faster to his destruction. And that's just the way he's going to go out. He's the son of perdition. Okay. He's the son of destruction. Okay. So, yes. So another thing, let's get Acts 14. And I had it earlier because, let's see, is it 22? Yep, it's 22. Okay. Yep. So Acts 14 and 22, it says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So you better believe there's going to be tribulation. All right. But the important thing to know, all right, the important thing to know, Jeremiah 30:7. All right, this ain't the one I wanted, but this is going to be a reality. Okay, Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, so it's the time of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans' trouble. All right, because what? I'm gonna have to read from my book. All right, Psalms 83. All right, and 4, and it reads. It says. And I'm going to jump up afterwards. It says, Psalms 83:4, it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. All right. So you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, you have an enemy that is trying to bring an end to your existence so that he can live and so that they can sustain themselves. Okay. In your stead, all right, and then on a micro level, you got these different religions who are trying to excommunicate you out of your inheritance, all right, by pushing their philosophy on you, you know, and not letting you know who you are and letting you know who your God is, okay. Which is, we call him Yahweh, and we call his name, his son, Yahweh Shai. All right. So on the micro level, you got these religions who are trying to come after our people. All right. And trying to take their crown. But on the bigger level, on a larger scale, you have the elites of the world who say they need to give you the, you know what, first. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they're trying to give you that first so they can get rid of you. All right. I think they call it deplorable or something like that. I might be wrong, but it says, I must jump up verse 2, Psalms 83:2. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. All right. So those that hate you, they have lifted up the head. Okay. This is Ecclesiastes. No, forgive me. This is Lamentations 1:5. We bring these out all the time. All right. But the more we start to understand and perceive the times that we live in, all right, the more significant these precepts become. Because we're living them. Lamentations 1:5. It says, her adversaries, let me start at 4. Lamentations 1:4, the ways of Zion do mourn. All right. And that's perpetual, because even now, all right, and this is in antiquity. We're reading for Lamentations. This is Jeremiah, right? Even now, all right, we're going through the same things that our foreparents went through, and it echoed throughout all history. Okay, and it's echoing now. All right. So, verse 4: the ways of Zion do mourn, because none come to the solemn feast. All her gates are desolate. Her priests sigh. Her virgins are afflicted, and she is in bitterness. And that's true. That's true. Okay. All right. We don't have no heritage. We don't have. I mean, of course, we do have a heritage once we come into the understanding, once we come into the light. But when you look at our people as a whole, and that's what we do, we don't do it on an individual base like the leaders of our people. You know, they get rich and they think everything is perfect now. All right. But verse 5, her adversaries are the chief. All right. Her enemies prosper, for the Lord Yahweh hath afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. All right. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. And we have to understand that we put ourselves in this position. Why? Because we rebelled against the Lord. All right. Our husband. Okay. We rebelled against the Lord. Okay. And the Lord, all right, the same one that did us good, the same one that rose us up as a nation, okay, he put us down, okay, and we became not a nation, all right. So back in Psalms 84:3, it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, all right. Let's go into the word crafty. Okay. Crafty. Skillful, clever, learn. All right. Strong, powerful. Skillful, and genius. All right. The scriptures say the devil has done a diligent search, and they search out iniquities. All right. Everybody talking about the Illuminati, but don't understand that these same people that we call the Illuminati, all right, do belong to a race of people. And that race of people are Edomites, all right, the so-called white race, all right, so-called, all right, because not all so-called white people are Edomites, okay. Not all so-called black people are Israelites. All right. Psalm 64, just have to throw that out as a disclaimer. Psalm 64:1, it says, hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right. And that's what we're dealing with. The workers of iniquity. All right. They are the chief ones among, the planet, the people in the planet. Okay. And they search out iniquities, okay, to bring us to this broken state. All right. So Salakia, it says, verse 3, okay, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. All right. And this is what they do on a daily basis. All right. Whenever you see the devil up there, what are they doing, man? All right. Those that's in the know, everything that they're doing is in opposition or leading. Is a war tactic, I guess you could say. You know, everything they're doing from this point on is war against us. Okay. Literally. Okay. The laws that they're passing, okay, is basically to undermine us, so that we won't enter into the Lord's grace, enter into the Lord's sound like a Christian, goddamn, enter into that so we won't be saved, basically, man. All right. All right, so they sharpen their tongue like a sword, all right, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. That they may shoot, all right, in secret at the perfect, all right, and it's talking about the innocent ones, the meek ones, okay, who look toward the Heavenly Father Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay. It says suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They don't, at this point, they're not in fear of what can happen, by touching the Lord's anointed, by touching the Lord's people. All right. Because they have forwarded our affliction. All right. They have generated you Negroes, all right, through culture creation, so that they can justify the means, all right, of taking you out and saying that you're deplorable, you're ignorant, all right, and you have no place on this earth, okay. And they're doing that through their secret councils, and have been doing that through diligent searches. All right, so Lord will not make sense. So Salaki, all right. Almost lost myself. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? All right. And that's what this devil is doing. He's doing everything is a war tactic, man, to undermine, man. All right. It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Okay. So they're searching out, ways to, take out their enemy. All right. And we're their enemy. And they're doing it in so many different ways. Okay. All right. But the point, verse 7. Okay. It says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. All right. And that's basically the point we're getting to. All right. You're drawing the world into utter chaos and generating the chaos so you can justify the means of bringing in, your tools of, basically keeping yourself in rulership. But really what you're doing is destroying yourself. All right. So Jeremiah, Job 5:12. Okay. All right. Job 5:12. Okay. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hand cannot perform their enterprise. All right. So the Lord is going to, pretty much put a stop to, Esau's devices, man. And part of his devices is his witchcraft, his through, deceiving people with his media. All right. Also his technology, So the Lord is going to disappoint these things. All right. All right. So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. All right. And their main goal is to enslave the world. All right. And fight against the Heavenly Father's Son, Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So that they can keep their state in place here in the world. All right. But the Lord is going to put an end to, the main tools that you use for exploiting, for your exploits. All right. Verse 13, it says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. You see, and that's what's happening. All right. That's why it's only ended up one way. It's only going to end up one way. Okay. All right. And he's going to use you. He's going to use, your greatest weapon. All right. Which is your greed, your covetousness. He's going to use that against you, man. He's going to use that against you. All right. It says, in the counsel of the froward, all right, is carried headlong. Okay. And the froward really just means, those that's in opposition, okay, to the Lord, and that speak villainy and speak evil against the Lord. All right. And headlong meaning basically you're going to fall on your face. Okay. With this whole ordeal. All right. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saveth the poor from the sword. All right. From their mouth and from the hand of the mighty. Right. Because, Esau has the authority. Now they're saying on the news media outlets, they're going to go door to door to give you their poison. Okay. And the Lord is going to save his elect, from the scourge of the tongue, man, And I think it's going to go into that Slakia. No, that's another one. So, verses 15 again. But he saveth the poor from the sword, all right, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. All right. And it's only going to do that for the elect. All right. The poor that it's talking about is the elect. Okay. It says, behold, happy is the man whom the Most High corrected. All right. And that's you Akim, that's, being shaped and fashioned in the way that Yahweh Shai wants us to be through affliction. All right. It says, therefore, despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty. Right. So don't despise it. Okay. Because really it's just growing pains. And, you know, even though it's not, at times it's not, how can I say, savory, or, you know, it don't feel good. It's good for you, for your spirit. All right. So it says, verse 18, for he maketh sore and bindeth up, he wounded, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. All right. And so, yes, our opposition is powerful, but the Most High, Yahweh, is way more powerful. All right. He's way more powerful. Okay. And we got to understand that the Lord is bringing this man to his demise. He's bringing him to an end. And yeah, and through great tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. Okay. So when these things start to plague the earth and start happening in the earth, well, it was all for means. All right. It was all the purpose of the Lord, so he would fast forward this devil to his end. All right. So, and we can't be offended. All right. Now, the Lord, you know, no, scrap that. So Salaki. Let me continue. Yep. Verses 19 again, it says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. All right. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war, from the power of the sword. All right. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue. All right. Yep. So again, yep. And we notice when these devils, you know, when they start implementing certain plans, we all ultimately know that their plan is to enslave and to kill off a mass majority of the people of the earth. So that's the scourge of the tongue. All right. When they you know, when they bring about their agenda. Okay. So it says, there neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Okay. And so the elect in these times pretty much are going to wax bold and strong because of the faith that the Lord is giving us. Okay. And we're going to have a whole different, we do have a whole different perception of the things, as the events that's taking place, because we know it ultimately is ending towards the main goal. All right. Which is the most important thing, is the kingdom. All right. Despite what takes place, because the Lord can restore all things, no matter what we lose. All right. He can restore everything. Okay. And the main thing that he's going to restore is our integrity. And, you know, he's going to give us a perfect mind. He's going to heal that hurt. All right. We're not going to cry anymore. We're not going to, you know, care for the things that in this world. We're not even going to have that understanding anymore. You know, that the hurt, the sadness, the depression, the trauma, you know. So I'll continue. It says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou, all right, so again, okay, we're going to laugh at what's going to take place, okay? Because ultimately, if you get caught up out here, it was deserved, okay? And that's a fearful thing, but it's deserved, okay? And, you know, and that's not, you know, again, it's all the will of the Heavenly Father, okay? Because there will be those that believe in that, that's going to be slain as well. But at the end of the day, the Lord is going to restore, okay? So, you know, you got scoffers talk about, you know, you might get killed too. Well, so be it. Because though the Lord slay me, Yet will I trust in him. All right. I know I butchered it, but it's something to the extent of that. Okay. So it says, it says, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field. It says, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Right. So there's going to be elect members that don't perish, that's not going to be slain. Okay. They're not going to be slain. All right. So, yep. So next precept is Jeremiah 49. All right. Salakia. Jeremiah 49, and let's see. I'm going to do 16. All right. Jeremiah 49 and 16 is, for these devils. All right. It says, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, in the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. All right. So your prowess, your covetousness, your terribleness, your terribleness in the earth have deceived you. All right. So you thought that through this way you would, win at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, it was only leading to your own demise, man. All right. All right. So it says, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, it says that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, said the Lord Yahweh. All right. You see? So the Lord was really, it was in the works for a minute now. All right. Okay. So you thought you had a one up on the Lord, but really the Lord pulled the rug from underneath you before you even started. All right. The Lord was just waiting on you to reach a level in society, all right, where you thought that you had the greatest foothold, and that was through your technology, through you putting satellites up, because ultimately you want, the Lord knew your end, all right. He knew you wanted to be like him. He knew you wanted to take over everything. He knew you wanted to basically, structure stuff, I guess you could say, and have people worship you, and so on and so forth, man. The Lord knew, all right. So when you reach a level in society where you pretty much thought you were God, and you've done enough and nothing happened to you, so you thought, oh well, I'll do some more evil, all right, and you never really seen that blow coming. All right. You never really seen it coming. Okay. It says, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. All right. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, said the Lord Yahweh. All right. It says, verse 17, also Edom. All right. The descendants, right? It shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. Okay. All right. So your fall, your demise, your destruction. All right. Okay. Everybody's gonna see it, and everybody's gonna be terrified from it. Okay. Verse 18, it says, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. So what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? That's going to be, quite similar to Esau's demise. Okay. Hailstones came from the earth, man. All right. You had brimstone coming from the heavens, man. All right. It says, I'm going to read it again, verse 17. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. All right. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh. No man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. All right. Behold, yep. So nobody's going to be able to inhabit this place because of the destruction that's coming to it. Okay. And ultimately that is the end goal. Okay. This is Job, the end goal for Esau. Job 20 and 23. All right. It says when he, Salaki, 22. Right? Job 20 and 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. So when you reach, which we're seeing, you reach your height, and it's coming quick. It's coming fast, man. You reaching the very height of your establishment. Okay. And every hand of the wicked, all right. The word wicked in this context, all right, means oppressed. Okay. It means oppressed. All right. I'm not sure if it's Imol or something else. All right. No, I don't think it's Imol. Okay. So the hand of the wicked, which represents the nations in the world, those that are being oppressed by Esau, Edom, are going to rise up. Isaiah 14 tells you that, that the dead shall rise up, even the kings of the earth, So it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. And another word for strait means a position of difficulty. Okay. Because you're going to go into another world war, all right, which is World War III, as the world knows it, okay, which is going to be the world war to end all wars, man, okay. So you thought that, you're through the secret societies and you hiding your identity and you taking over the earth, you thought that was just going to be the end of it, and you was just going to do whatever the hell you wanted to the inhabitants in the earth, mainly the children of Israel. Because you have us in hostage this whole time, and your little, how can I say, your little war campaign, okay? And that's we're the fuel, for that, So you got us holding us hostage, and you're basically, you're gonna bring down the world that belongs to us, that is truly our inheritance. It's truly the Lord's inheritance. All right. And you basically, you got a bomb strapped to your chest, so to speak, and you're going to blow everything up. All right. And then basically that's what his devil is. That's where he's at with everything. Okay. It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. So the nations, you're going to be in straits, and the nations is going to rise up against you, man. All right. Verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly. All right. And that basically, when you fill your belly, is basically how much everything you consume. And right now you can try to consume men's souls through branding them. Okay. And that's what it is. You're branding people right now as we speak. Okay. So ultimately, they can take your mark, all right, and be yours, okay? So when he is about to fill his belly, all right, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, all right? So we're almost there, all right? But of course these are the time of sorrows, okay? And you got your Christians talking about 7 years of tribulation. This gonna happen like that, all right? It's gonna be very fast, all right? And it's gonna be so fast you're not gonna be ready for it, You talking about 7 years? And you talk. It's another article that says 20 prophecies that. Let me see if I can find it. 20 prophecies that have to take place before the second coming of the Lord. Y'all completely off, man. We waiting on two. I mean, of course, there's other other prophecies that's happening, but the most important are the last two, which is the RFID chip, all right, the mark of the beast, in World War III, man, because that seals the deal of the Lord coming. Okay, so you know what? Scrap that. But it's an article with End Times headline. They looking for 20 more prophecies. Okay, which shows you, and you looking for 7 years of tribulation. Where seven means completion. So you really gonna get it all in one. Okay, and it's gonna come so fast. It's gonna happen so hard that you're not gonna be ready for it. You see, a lot of you planning and prepping right now, but none of that planning and prepping. All right, you didn't prep the right way. Okay, so verse 23. All right, it says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. All right, and ultimately that's going to be the thermonuclear destruction. Okay, you see, this thing is going to happen fast. All right, it's going to happen fast. Okay, it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the belly, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him, and that's going to be those nuclear missiles coming out of those silos. All right, and when you see him coming down from the atmosphere, it's gonna hit. You're gonna be shocked at a level of I can't handle this, all right, type of deal. Okay, that level you're gonna be perplexed. You're gonna you ain't gonna know what to do, and your heart is gonna fail you. All right, a lot of people gonna have heart attacks just by seeing it, but the Lord might preserve them alive just so they can get burned up, because this ordeal, this ain't no joke. All right, the way this age is ending. All right, we talk about it, but when we see it live in action, it's just going to be a whole nother ball game. Okay, and for the elect, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exhilarating. Okay, so watch. All right, it says all darkness shall be hid in his secret places. Fire not blown shall consume him. Right, it shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. Whew. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Ooh, we. Right, so ain't no this only ended up one way, man. All right. Watch as Esau plunges the world into chaos, and you really plunging the world. You really plunging yourself into chaos. All right. At the end of your rulership. Okay. Lord willing, this is edifying. You know, I kind of didn't follow my guideline, but through the Spirit, I got through it. And hey, until next time, I say shalom.